Welcome back to Jom Discuss, the news and culture show covering everything and anything in our world today. In this episode, we talk about Asian parents and our views on materialistic rewards. So tune in and Jom Discuss. Hello and welcome back to Jom Discuss. Once again, I'm your host Keith, and today I have the two beautiful ladies with me, Mirosha
Hi guys.
and Regina.
Hello.
So, when we were thinking about what topic to do this week, we stumbled across a video on Facebook we saw posted by BuzzFeed. I think it was titled something like "What Asian Moms Say When You Apply to College," and these two actually found the video very amusing because I think it related to a lot of what they experience at home. So, first off, Regina, do you want to tell us how do you feel that the video related to you?
The video talks about how there are only a few occupation or ambition that we can go for, like lawyers and doctors and accountants.
Engineers.
The typical Asian top
Yeah,
four or
yeah.
something lah.
But I'm not actually in those few though.
Yeah, you're really fortunate.
Yeah.
I'm stuck becoming an accountant.
Yeah, for someone that come from a pretty strict background, actually Regina, you're quite okay, right? Because you're doing
Yes,
Mm.
yes, that's one of the, I don't know how that happened, but
Miracle.
I managed to
think,
pursue something that I actually like lah.
I like the thing is my interest is mostly towards something with communication and it's towards arts. Although I was a pure science student in school, so the mentality at home is like whatever you want to do, like make sure it's your hobby and not your actual career. Like if it's career, it has to be, you have to become a professional.
Mm.
And of course, doctor was the number one option in my family, like my whole extended family. So I was like, you know what, that's not really my thing. And they were like, okay, so you pick the typical one that Regina listed just now. Was like, doctor or engineer, accountant or lawyer, because I talk a lot. And they were like, okay, accountant, that's it. You're signing up like tomorrow. And I went out and, now I'm signing for accounts. And it really sucks though, because it's not really what I have passion for. So I'm just waiting to finish it and like go for whatever I actually want to do, because it's really a different feeling when you do something you like. I mean, Regina, you would
Yeah.
know what it feels
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
I always find it funny that the Mirosha we know, the one that does like stand up comedy and like she hosts events and stuff, is doing accounting.
I know. I find it funny too. That's probably the funniest material
That's
I
the
can use
joke,
for
right?
stand-up comedy. Yeah.
That's your punchline. But
That's why I said that like whatever that you do, everything else complements your accounting background because it helps you release stress. Yeah.
But so you were mentioning something earlier, Mirosha, about how you said you can't wait to finish your degree and then you do something that you like. I feel like I'm seeing that a lot amongst our generation now. They tend to do degrees that their parents want them to do, but once they finish, they start to branch out to other things. So I guess that opportunities are there to branch out. It's not to say like your parents gonna make you do accounting and then gone, like you're stuck. You're gonna be stuck in an auditing firm for the rest of your life. There is a chance to sort of finish uni and branch out to more things. I guess what I'm trying to say is that like we perceive it that this is a bad thing that parents force you to study something that they choose. But I guess like you're studying accounting and then that's like something you have in your caliber. But then when you want to come on and do other things, at least you always have that. So I guess from that perspective, at least is not such a bad thing.
Yeah, something to fall back on.
Mm.
Yeah, because like I feel like it is quite safe also that I have like a backup,
Yeah.
because not everyone that is fond of that art field is doing very well out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So like it's an advantage that I have two fields to fall back on now. If one doesn't work out, then I have the other.
Yeah.
And also that's like this is what I always think lah. Because the more like fun things that people want to do, some of them are not all of them, but some to most of them, they usually don't require that much academic knowledge.
Yeah.
Like if someone really says, oh, I want to be a radio show host or something like that, like obviously there's technical things that you need to learn, but a lot of those things can be learned through other ways, like Toastmasters, for example, or going to just getting the experience through other means rather than going through an academic degree of like broadcasting or something like that. So yeah, I mean there's always opportunities for people to branch out once they finish uni. It's much easier to branch out into those things than to study those things in uni and branch out to something like accounting or engineering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But because my sister is actually going off onto uni, onto college like next year. So I was telling her that like, yeah, you know sort of where your passion lies right now, but it might change across the time, and I think that that's really okay.
Like okay, I wanna ask you guys, how many times did your like ideal job change since like from 3 until now?
It's always been the same for
Oh,
me.
yours has always been the same.
Like I wanted to be a journalist since from 3. So but then when I realized that the criteria to becoming a journalist isn't really that high, like it doesn't require you to have a degree in journalism. So that's why I branch out into still within communication field. At least you have a bit wider option and
Yeah, especially now when
looking
I started, because when I started, so I just graduated last year, and when I started applying for jobs, I realized that like some jobs they just accept like almost
degree holders.
yeah, they just say like minimum qualification is have a degree in business, arts, writing, blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
That's
Like
very
they just
general.
get like everything. So it's really it's not set in stone lah, whatever you study. How about you, Mirosha? Do you change what you
I changed it twice. The first time was I really did have passion for medicine until I was Form 4. And then I learned up on like biology and stuff, and I was like, not really. and knowing me, personality wise, I don't think I can be a good doctor because and I wanted to become a pediatrician, which was worse because I love kids. And then I realized that it was actually to become a pediatrician. I probably spent like first half of my session like playing with the kid, and then like second half crying because the kid is sick. So I just shouldn't become a doctor lah. So and then my dad decided to choose. I really wanted to do graphic designing because I like art. And then my dad thought it was a joke. Like he seriously thought it was a joke, and I was like, no, I'm serious. He was like, okay, then you know what? Like make that a joke. Make it your hobby. He was like, it's going to be your hobby, okay? Like that is it. And then it changed for the second time because my dad changed it, and that's how it is now lah.
But that happened like pretty recent, like after school, after you finish school.
Right
I'm
after
guessing,
school,
yeah.
like right after my results,
Okay.
I just went the next day the next hour, and I went and registered for accounting. And it's not a degree, it's a professional course that is done after degree. So I did not just choose something that I hated. Like I chose something tough of what I hated. Yeah, tougher course lah. So yeah, I mean, actually, I wouldn't like what Keith said. It's good to have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded something else like architecture or law. I wouldn't have mind. I think it just hits me hard that it's accounting, which was like one subject that I used to like have the red marking for throughout my school, like the Form 4 and Form 5 time. Yeah, I just despised it. But now if you see accounting is a good field and the job prospects are like really high.
Yeah.
So that that typical Asian mentality, it always comes back to that lah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Because I've changed like my dream job so many times. Like if you don't count the typical like primary school bullshit that I used to dream.
Yeah.
Like in Form 2 I wanted to be a journalist, and in Form 4 I wanted to be a sports psychologist. Totally different. And then I in the end I settled with I wanted to do accounting because I said I give up everything else already and my accounting was quite okay. So I was like I'm gonna do accounting. And then I went to college, did accounting, didn't like it, so I said I wanted to organize events. Organized an event, didn't really like it, found out I'm not very good at it. So in the end I settled where I am today. I'm doing marketing and PR and that kind of stuff. But it's weird how it's weird like people think that we are supposed to choose a destination when we are like what 17, 18. When between 18 to 21 also you change so much.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a short break, and when we come back we're gonna more deep into how parents' expectations shape not just their kids' actions but also their reactions to other types of news in the world. Hello and welcome back to Jom Discuss. So the first half we were talking about our own experiences, when we were choosing degrees in college and our parents trying to push us into certain directions. So we were thinking about how this sort of mentality about like prestige degrees and like studying something that has sort of like a better reward at the end. So we thought of that, and we also noticed the news recently about how there was the whole controversy about the whole cycling event organized by the Junior Cycling Malaysia that gave mock checks of like 10 ringgit, 20 ringgit, and 30 ringgit to the podium winners. And of course, there was a huge hoo ha about that. And well, obviously, we were talking about how parents were so our parents are all traditional in the sense of what we study. But I think also nowadays, parents, when they send their kids for competitions, they're very competitive and they push their kids a lot in this kind of thing. If they have a talented kid, then sometimes they go to a lot of extremes to push their kids also. And one of the drawbacks is something like this, where they feel like the reward is not worthy of their
Time.
children
Yeah.
or their time.
Yeah.
So okay, first of all, I want to ask you, what do you guys think about the prize money in itself? Is that okay or?
We were saying that how if you wanted it to look much more presentable, you shouldn't have delivered like a mock check with that specific amount written
A
there.
mock check that probably costs more than what they
Yeah.
gave, right?
Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was photoshopped. Okay, I was like, it can't be that bad. And then when I saw everyone, I was like, it's legit, man.
I've never seen a mock check with that small amount before.
Yeah.
Never.
I mean, Regina and I were
Mm.
telling like, it could have been better if they gave it like in the form of hamper or something, or like gifts worthy of the 30 ringgit. It would have looked nicer because
Yeah.
that big check with the 30 ringgit
And-
is no.
It made it like if you had a hamper of 30 ringgit, it would have looked less pathetic than a check that's written 30 ringgit there.
I honestly think the best things to give kids at that age is certificates when they participate in this kind of thing. Because that's what I got for most of the time when I was in school. So when I participated in competitions, I got certificates if I won. So I think that's the best thing to give. This was such a big issue. Obviously, there were more factors with this lah. There was controversy about the Ministry of Sports before the event also.
Yeah.
Yeah, won't go into detail.
Not
That's for like
very good
another
time.
podcast. But yeah, it's just funny how a lot of people were so insulted by this. But to be fair, parents were sending their kids into this event fully like knowing full well what was the reward, what was the prizes in store.
But with the
Were they
parents,
actually aware?
because I don't think it only got viral for the
Well, according to-
netizens, like the social media.
Yeah, that's true. But according
Yeah.
to Mr. Khairul Jamaluddin's post, according to Khairi, his response was that they knew what they were getting themselves into already. They knew what the price was, so can't really blame them. But yeah, it was just funny lah that they had a whole mock check and everything that showed that.
And his reasoning was that kids shouldn't be trained to expect monetary items when they are
At that age.
at that age. Like it's about passion and the talent and so on. That's supposed to motivate them instead of the rewards. But thinking about it, like but your reward, at least to some extent, it has to be reasonable, and also the way you present it has to be at least up to some sort of standard. Because if this was a school event, I think it still would not have gone viral. The problem is that it was a ministry event, so I think that's one of the biggest factors why it was blown up this big lah.
Do you guys think money as a monetary reward? Do you guys think monetary reward is good for kids?
For kids, I don't. I mean, they.
What are you gonna do
actually
with the
at that age,
money?
They won't even know
Yeah.
the value. Like when I used to get ampa when I was a kid, I was like, oh, okay, this is going in the piggy bank, and that's it. Like I used to get more. I was more happy about anything that was like
Toys.
gifts, toys or like color pencils or something.
Yeah.
Now people give $1. I'm like, thank you, you're a god.
Because like,
When
what
you're a
are the
kid,
kids gonna do with the money?
Yeah, like the parents are probably going to get
Yeah.
gifts. Parents would be like, good, I need it for the petrol that I drove you up to that contest.
Yeah. I guess that's why people found it so funny, because they're like, it doesn't accomplish anything. Like, you want to give money, so you didn't give that much. Then like, it was better still giving them something else, like a trophy or a certificate or a hamper or something. It was just like very weird. And okay, so just to try and end the podcast by relating it back to our topic in the first half, and that is to do with Asian parents and reward. How do you guys usually used to get rewards last time for like any sort of achievements in school or in sports or whatever?
I've never actually received money.
Oh,
I usually only receive money from my grandparents.
ah,
Yeah, because
people that are not
Grandparents
your
are the
parents.
best. Grandparents are the best at
but for my parents is that they do reward me for like big exams like UPSR and PMR, but they never really tell me like what they're gonna buy for me. It's more like, okay, you do well and we might get you something that you want. Yeah, it was something like that. And that was actually pretty good, and that did motivate
Motivate
me.
you.
Yeah.
Mine, they wouldn't say like what exactly I'm
Yeah.
getting. But yeah, same case. It was the big exams only, like
Yeah,
not
big
finals
exams.
or anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know if times have changed though, because like I
Mm.
see the way my cousins are being rewarded is like final exam, you get an iPod, and I'm like, final exam standard 3. I'm not kidding. And I'm like, you standard 3, but that time our parents didn't reward us with money. I think they gave us something that we could actually use.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, I didn't like the idea of motivating your kids through with a reward, that had nothing to do with what they were studying for anyway. Like I didn't like the idea of like, I had a lot of friends that they used to do, oh, PMR coming, I need to study because if I get straight A's, I get a new phone or something like that. Like that, I didn't like that concept to me. Like I came from a family background where like if I did well in PMR, then parents would just be like, oh,
Good job.
okay lah, good job. We'll go out for dinner or something like that. Like I found it very weird that like so basically the parents are telling their kids like the only reason you're studying is so you can get something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess that's how it relates to this whole cycling thing also, because if you make such a big deal about it, then you lose focus about what the kids are really gaining from this. Yeah, you try and tell them that like what's the point in cycling if you're gonna get such a measly reward.
The biggest motivation I had when I was studying was that because every year when you are finishing a final exam, they'll base your next year's class on your final exam results.
Yeah.
So the way my parents motivated me, they won't tell me like you're getting this and that. They'll be like, we don't know if you're getting. They won't even tell they're getting me something, but they'll be like, can you imagine like next year if you drop to a lower class and like
With your
kids
friends.
won't be you're not with your friends and like the kids will be like the ones that are not that smart and like bad influence and like, oh my god. So they'll be like, do you really want to be the left behind one kind of thing? So that was what motivated us, and now that was not materialistic at all. I mean, that is actually for our own good, for us to go to retain that good class or go to a better class.
But if you tie it back to at the beginning when we were talking about degrees and things like that, right? Like having a good career, that's like the ultimate reward now for whatever degree that we're studying. Is like the same.
But they
the
say
same
good
concept,
career.
right?
In their view, good career means good money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it still goes back down to
It goes back down to
money.
that.
Yeah, you need to and try your best to help kids understand why they're working so hard. Like what the reason they're working so hard shouldn't be to get a new phone, to get like an Xbox or something like that. They should understand the ramifications of why they're studying so hard. Like okay, to be honest, in school that time you study so hard, not necessarily you become smarter lah. Okay, a lot of times you just memorize it.
Memorizing.
Yeah, but my parents were good in the sense that they sat me down and they said like, okay, the reason you're studying so hard is because we want you to get into a good uni, and also like it's all about that, and also about learning how to be disciplined. Like you may not be gaining much academic knowledge, but it's just learning how to be disciplined, learning how to study for future purposes, things like that.
The last point.
Learning how to study lah, basically. Yeah. So on that note, I think we'll end it here. We'll throw the question back to you, listeners. What are your views on reward? Do you think emphasizing reward is a good way to motivate kids, or do you think helping them understand why they're working so hard is more important, what they're gaining from it, like not so materialistic rewards? So let us know down below, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.